Hello Facebook, this is Erica from Panola Mountain State Park. Panola Mountain is located about 30 minutes south of downtown Atlanta, and we're most famously known for being a conservation park where we protect the Monadnock ecosystem that is Panola Mountain. Today I'm going to be celebrating Earth Day with y'all, and we're going to be doing what's called a trash timeline. So I have these various items of trash here on my kitchen island, and we're going to talk about how long it takes each of them to decompose, and it's kind of going to be a little bit of history as we go along. So I'm going to go in order of how long it would take these items to decompose. So the item that's going to decompose the fastest is this paper towel that I used for breakfast. It's going to take roughly 2 to 4 weeks to decompose entirely, which means if I were to throw it out today, it would be completely decomposed before Memorial Weekend of this year. Now, what I tend to do with my paper towels is I actually throw them in my compost bin. This is my compost bin. Inside it, I put my coffee grounds, my eggshells, things like that, my vegetable peelings, and I actually use my once it's become compost, I use it in my vegetable garden to help me produce a better yield of fruits and vegetables. So again, 2 to 4 weeks for the paper towel. So the next longest thing is going to be my apple that I'm going to be eating for lunch. So my apple core, once I've eaten it entirely, is going to take roughly 2 whole months to decompose. That means when I throw it away or put it in my compost bin today, it's going to take about 2 months, and that means it will be completely decomposed before 4th of July of this year. So my next item that's going to decompose the fastest is this wax dairy product container. So this was the ice cream that me and my husband finished last night. And so it's going to take roughly 3 months for it to decompose, which means if we had finished this on New Year's and had thrown it away or recycled it, it would take, it would already be completely decomposed. So 3 months for wax dairy products. The next one is wool socks. So these are my nice wool socks that I use for like hiking in the wintertime. They're going to take roughly 1 year to decompose, which means that if these were thrown out at the premiere of Toy Story 4 in June of 2019, that they would still be decomposing today. They would still have some decomposition left in them. Rather than throwing any type of clothing away though, if it's something that you can donating it to someone in need is a much better use of it than just throwing it away. Let someone else reuse it or repurpose it for something else. So our next one is actually the plastic bag. So this plastic bag right here, you guys get them when you go grocery shopping, things like that. They actually take about 20 years to decompose entirely. So if that plastic bag was thrown away when a NASA rover landed on the Mars in 2004, it would actually still be decomposing today. It had about 6 years still left to go. So next is the tin can. So this tin can is from part of my dinner last night. And so it's actually going to take 50 years for this tin can to completely decompose. So if this tin can had been thrown away when Hank Aaron beat Babe Ruth's home run record in 1974, it would still be decomposing today. It would still have parts of it that are needing to be decomposed. The next longest item is the rubber part of a sole of a shoe. That's going to take roughly 80 years to decompose. So if a soldier had immediately thrown their shoes away following the D-Day invasion of France in 1944, those shoes would still be decomposing today. Again though, same with the socks. If the shoe's in good enough condition, rather than just throwing it away, you could always donate it to someone who could reuse it or repurpose it for something else. So next is the aluminum can. So the aluminum can takes roughly 100 years to decompose. So if it was thrown away on the day that the 19th Amendment, which allowed women to vote, was ratified, it would just be finished decomposing this year. The next item is actually going to be a plastic bottle. I know this one's a huge one for a lot of people. It actually takes 450 years for a plastic bottle to completely decompose. So if this plastic bottle had been thrown out by James Oglethorpe when he arrived in Georgia in 1733, it would still have over 150 years of decomposition remaining. So a better use of a plastic bottle, we call these single use because you can only drink out of them once. Whereas my bottle that I have here, it has some juice in it right now. So this is what we call a reusable water bottle, and they actually save hundreds, if not thousands, of water bottles from hitting the landfill. So I always recommend using a reusable water bottle when you can. And then the final one and the saddest one is going to be the glass jars. Now, I know when we go grocery shopping, there's certain things that we can't avoid. Like a lot of times our salsas, our pasta sauces, things like that, they're going to come in a glass jar. However, it takes roughly 1,000,000 years to potentially never. We've never had a glass bottle actually decompose. So, for example, if King Tut had thrown this away when he was in rule in 1332 BCE, when he was in power over Egypt, this glass bottle would still be decomposing today. So if you're given the option between finding something or buying something in the store that's plastic versus glass, you could do the plastic, or because the only way for glass to decompose is for it actually be melted down again and then turn into another glass item. So definitely think about the things that you're using and make sure that you're using the 4 R's. Make sure that you're reducing, reusing, recycle, and repairing. Just because something's broken doesn't mean that you can't fix it. Thank you guys so much for checking in with our Earth Day special today and joining me for this trash line activity. If you have any questions, just shoot us a question in the comment section and we'll look forward to answering them. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.